Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's card is going to be a very fast one. This is a graduation card that I designed for the brother of my good friends Vanessa and Ivy. Kenny has graduated college and I wanted to make a card to celebrate with him. This design can be altered for any occasion just by changing the sentiment and the focal image. Using an alphabet stamp set, it's a snap to create a personalized card in no time. Let's get started. The stamps I'm using today is going to be the basic font alphabet set by Fiskars and also the Salutations stamp set by Fiskars. I'm using a stamp set called Graduation from TPC Studios. I will also need some ribbon. I have some very thin ribbon here, some gold embossing powder, and some sequins. The first step, I have all the stamps that I need and I put them on a clear block to keep them together, and I'm going to use my Misty tool to line them up so that I can get a nice straight line of the letters. The Misty tool comes with a pad of grid paper, and I got this trick from Jennifer McGuire to take one of the pieces of grid paper, I don't know if you can see it very well, put some white, and photocopy it onto acetate. And then I have a cleanable, removable piece of acetate with the grid on it so that will help me line up my stamps. So I'm putting my white watercolor paper in place and putting the grid right over it, and I'm going to hold it down with my magnet. So now I can use the straight lines on the grid and line this up. If I didn't use this grid mat, then it's a little bit trickier to line it up. So this is a really helpful trick. Now I'm just going to put the letters in place about where I want them to be and make sure that they touch and they stick to my fingernails, so it's a little tricky. But just line it up as even as you can get it. Don't worry about it just yet, but you're trying to make sure that they are rather straight when you put them down. See, I just moved that Y. Okay, now that I have them down, I'm going to take my grid, my block, and push it flush, and I'm going to use that to push the letters up, and that will push them together. And let me move this magnet. And then I'm going to push them back down to where I want them to be. And this will sort of help me to get them straight. It's mostly straight enough, we're going to call it. Now we're going to transfer these to the door and take the grid mat away. I store it right under the foam so I don't have to go looking for it. Okay. Now it was as simple as that, and now all of my letters are there. So at this point I'm going to go through and use all of the little dots, the mini cubes of the distress ink, and I'm going to ink up each of the letters one by one. You don't have to do this step, but it was easier for me to do it, so I'm going to take an extra moment and put the colors down individually. So the K will be red and a little bit of the E. I'm not worried about that. Clean that off, and now the next will be the orange onto the E. I don't really want that K all orange yet. This is just to help me right here. Don't worry about this part just yet. Now the fossilized amber. I wish I had the mustard seed or the squeezed lemonade in a cube, but I didn't, so I had to go with the fossilized amber, but I think it's fine, and I don't want that much on there. Okay, and it's always a good idea to get your colors lined up before you get going, so you don't have to stop and think about it, and you can just breeze right on through. This is a very useful tip for not just rainbows, but any time you're doing systemized stamping like this is. It's very helpful when you're doing something like 3-step stamping, for example. Okay, now that I have that there, I'll take this out and move this away temporarily and bring in my water pen, another block, and I'm going to just make the rainbow, just smearing the letters here and adding a little bit extra on top. You don't need a lot. Oh, but I need a paper towel. All right. I'm just going to go through and do all these colors. Okay, I'm just going to let this dry for a moment. Now that it's dry, I'm going to use my MISTI tool again. The stamp is still in place, and I'm going to go over it this time with the black. So the coloring of the letters was just to give me a starting point to help me. I didn't really need it. I could have just eyeballed it, but this I thought was a much helpful way. And I want this to be very dark, so I'm going to give that 2 stamps. Whoops, now I've lost the exclamation point. It's a good thing I didn't give it 3 because I couldn't. Okay, now I'm going to slide it down here and get the stamping of the hat and the sentiment. And I've already put them where they need to be. Okay, and I want that to be 2 times also. Okay. Move this quickly. Now I'm going to take the black soot, put a little bit on there, and I'm going to color in the mortar board. Very simple, very quick. My black is a little dry. I think I need to re-ink that stamp pad. Okay. Now I just need to let that dry again and move on to the next thing. Now I'm going to put it back in one more time, and I'm going to use some Versamark and ink up just the tassel alone. I don't want the mortar board, I just want the tassel. So I'm going to try to be careful with this. And actually I need the middle part too, don't I? Okay. Now that I have the Versamark, I'm going to use my finger and try to rub away the other part because I don't want that. I might not get it, but it'll be okay if I do. Now Versamark onto that. And I have, come on, a coffee filter, and I'm going to drop some gold glitter right on the mortarboard tassel. Okay, give that a second. There we go. Now, since I don't want it all over the rest of the mortarboard, I'm going to take a clean paintbrush and wipe it off everywhere that is not tassel. Now I just need to go off camera and use my heat tool and heat that up real quick. And there we go. Gold tassel. I put my finger on here and I smudged this here. I'm not happy about that, but pretend you don't see that. Okay, next step. I went ahead and made another one since this had a smear on it. So now it's just a matter of going and putting the rest of the card together. And that is the finished card. It's really quick and easy design, and I hope you will try it yourself. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Please hit that subscribe button and join my channel. I hope that you are enjoying the music and the videos that I am providing, and I appreciate all the positive comments that I'm getting, and I read and reply to all of them. I'd like to thank my brother David for the music, and I hope that you all have a great day. And again, congratulations to Kenny. Take care, everyone.